Hello, beautiful divas and gorgeous men. Happy Saturday if you're in the US. And if you're not here, where are you? What day of the week is it? I'm gonna wait a moment to see if anyone comes on. I've got a big share for you today. We have this money manifesting game coming up, which is so potent and powerful. And one of the major steps in there, is addressing, assimilating, healing at new levels our blocks to receiving money. And this is so important because whatever the money story is, it doesn't matter if you become a multimillionaire. If these blocks to money aren't healed, then you may find yourself wasting it all, like the lottery winners, or if you've ever been there where you got a major bonus and then next thing you know it's gone. If you don't even know where it went, then you know what I'm talking about. So healing your money blocks and stories around money is a major part of being able to manifest actual cash with grace and ease. And some of you may be like me, like you've been awesome at manifesting love or manifesting a wonderful trip or career or just the most epic jacket or bag, but when it comes to actually manifesting and receiving consistently, financial provision for your life, you don't feel as epic at that, and you maybe have some shame and guilt and fear around it. So that is why addressing and understanding these money blocks and allowing them to be integrated, healed, and processed is such a major part of being able to move through and receive the levels of income that you are desiring, and that will have you feel relaxed and cared for. So I'm going to give you one of my stories. I was going to wait until someone comes on, but it looks like here in Dallas we have some great weather, and it's been really rainy and crazy. So lots of people have been missing this. So my upbringing, pretty much my dad and stepmom raised me. And before I share stories that can reflect where they were, I want to say first of all that I truly believe that people do the best that they can in any given moment until they know to do better. I love Jan Van Zant is one of my favorite people, and so is Maya Angelou. And at one point, Maya was questioned about, and if you don't know who Maya is, look her up. She's an epic poet and inspiration to many, including Oprah. And she was being questioned about, hey, Maya, weren't you a prostitute at some point? And she took in a breath and said, yep. When you know to do better, you do better. And so as I share stories, I'm sharing my perspective and also understanding that this is just a fabric of humanity and people doing the best they can with their life circumstances and addictions and understanding of the world. And everybody wants to be awesome, and how those values are driven are very unique to each of us, and whatever blocks and shames and things were in their background, it's very it's to each their own. But so for me, one of the childhood memories that I have is always, I don't have any memory where we didn't have roaches in our house. And my dad and stepmom were really young, and my dad had some physical problems pretty early, so she was working all the time, and he was I think he had something like 32 surgeries, and they had 6 children, and I was the eldest. So we moved a lot, and I just don't remember a time when Carol, is that you that's here, babe? Say hello if that's you. I don't remember a time when we didn't have roaches in the house, when it wasn't filthy. I remember going into the bathroom, one day, and behind the toilet, there was, hello, if you're here, say hello. I'm sharing one of my guilt and shame stories that used to block my money flow. And this is, a more extreme case. And some of you are like me. We're human, and you have some pretty extreme stories. And some of you have another story that's just as relative to you and to your ability to receive money. So I'm talking about one of the stories that I had to heal and integrate. I'm also going to share about the impact that had over years in my ability to actually receive money. And so this money miracle, make it rain, money, 30-day money game, Majestic Money that we're about to play November 7th, one of the core things that we do is look at money stories, and we heal and integrate them energetically so that your vibration allows you to actually receive in money and to keep and play with money in a way that actually cares for you and has you feel nourished. So if you're putting comments, I'm not seeing them right now because they may be on my main page, so I'll answer those when I come back. But I'm just sharing. So again, no blame or judgment toward my dad and stepmom. I've done a lot of work on that, but my memories, I was saying, my dad was really sick. He had 30-something surgeries. My stepmom was working all the time. She was young. I think even now she's like 50. She's not, I'm 40. She's not that old. And they had 6 children. And so we were moving all the time, and the house was really messy all the time. It was my memory, one of those memories. And it wasn't just the not having enough money for this, or my dad was such a generous person that he would get money and then spend it all like on us. He loved us, and he would get whatever we wanted, ice cream and toys and cake and all this stuff really fast, but then we would really be suffering the rest of the month, and we were on welfare and all of that. But it's not just that. The deeper memories are the visuals and the smells of always having roaches in our house. Hello, Kristen. I have one memory of going into the bathroom, and behind the toilet there was this towel that was soaked, and it was wet, and it had been there for I don't know, a week. It smelled like mildew. There was a bloody maxi pad mixed there, and it just seemed like there was laundry piled everywhere all the time, and I was really ashamed of our home and our environment, and it seemed like, and I was resentful too, and I was angry. I had lots of little brothers and sisters, and I remember, soaked diapers, and really them walking around with these really full diapers, and I just felt really angry about how we were living, and resentful for any anything that was asked of me. I was like, I didn't have all these kids, why am I? And I also had these things of abandonment going on, where I went from being my dad's number one to feeling like displaced. And so I remember going into other people's homes and seeing how neat and clean, and meals at a table, and kids with clean homes, and really more than words, there was this deep feeling of being trash, or not valuable, or being disgusting and not worthy. And so I've done years of work on these kind of beliefs, but when you have beliefs like that, or feelings like that when you're a child, even if logically you know better. Like I have one sister, she's amazing, and she is a total clean freak. And part of that, I believe, and we've talked about it, is this like cleaning away of those feelings as a child and a fear. Her friends can, anyway, I don't want to tell her thing, but, and if you're watching, I didn't mean to tell your thing, sis, and you won't know which one it is anyway. I have, 6 younger brothers and sisters, but when you have those kinds of beliefs, and we all have different versions of what our beliefs are about money, where it comes from, how much we're allowed to have, what we're actually worthy of. And for me, even though logically I knew that it could be different, I knew that I was called to change that legacy. I knew that poverty or this kind of mentality was dangerous, and that it was a breeding ground, could be a breeding ground for lots of other things that I experienced, like molestation and neglect and abandonment and all these other things that, again, my dad was overwhelmed. He had 30-something surgeries. My stepmom was working all the time. They were young. But these stories impacted me so powerfully over so many years that even whenever I was working with celebrities, all right, at one point, my roommate in LA was a former keyboard player in the Gap Band. At one point, I had another roommate who was the stepmom in Parent Trap and What the Bleep Do We Know? And she's been in a bunch of she's been in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. She was in Superstar. She's been in so many things since then. But I'm not a big movie person, so I don't know. But, and I was walking red carpet events wearing tailor-made for me $20,000 4-ply silk dresses. I mean, this woman designer that I worked with dressed Prince his entire career, Angelina Jolie, Kid Rock, Rihanna, Cher, like all these, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, all these amazing people. So I was living in LA like that, and wearing all these fabulous clothes, and even then, inside of my being would come this aversion to the wealth, would come this aversion to receiving, and the sense of unworthiness. And that would cause weird things like for me to always feel paranoid that I was going to be able to keep it, or paranoid that I even belonged there, and paranoid that someone was going to see who I really am. And it wasn't so much logical. It was this feeling of deep, disgusting, like they're going to know that I grew up in a house full of roaches, And so that would cause, what do you think? Like, do you think I still did amazing things. I got to go work with all these celebrities, and I was going to red carpet events as a guest, walking the red carpet with people, regularly. But here's some of the other things that would show up. Whenever I had things like that to give people, like an invitation to a red carpet event, or a jet ride to Florida Keys, and then a game at the Miami, Dolphins, football in a skybox. When I could give those things, I would show up, and I'd be radiant and happy and myself, kind of. I'd still be bartering this, like, hey, love me, love me, love me, look who I am, look what I've got. Or if I could help someone and get into their heart, then I would show up and feel like I belonged. But anytime I was in between things, or anything could throw me out, feeling fat, not having enough money, I would go into caves and not answer phone calls from wonderful people in my world. I would, disappear into my shame patterns, eating patterns, body patterns, and that's a whole vicious cycle. So, one of the reasons it's so important to heal these beliefs around money and around yourself is because it doesn't just, hi Kelly, it doesn't just affect one area. Like, your beliefs that are holding you back about money are also about self-love, self-worth, right to be, right to exist, right to be loved. And until you heal those beliefs on a subconscious level, it doesn't matter. Again, I had another moment where I was living in a penthouse on a beach with a maid and a chef and a company car, and I was still having these feelings of like total gratitude and so glad that I was there, but there was still this aversion, and so it would show up in other ways of like spending the money really fast, or not doing the work that I'm called to do, or freezing up. And so the vibration of that, while it's not my favorite thing to share because I've rewritten the story, I'm sharing in vulnerability the things that for so long I carried around as blocks, and also they blocked my intimacy, my ability to believe and receive the people around me that loved me and adored me and wanted to be with me, because on a deeper level I felt no way, because this childhood stuff was still running as what I believed that I was worthy. And it also had me do all kinds of weird things with earning money and how I could get money and how much I could receive, and like, I can receive these epic experiences and environments, but not cash because I'm not worthy, and I still belong at a lower place. And it had me putting people on pedestals when there was always a place for me at the table. I am just as loved. I am just as worthy. I came into that family to change this legacy and to help shift and alter this legacy for women on the planet and people on the planet. And you may have your own shame stories connected to money and to your story of who you are as a woman, what you're allowed to receive, what family you came from or didn't come from, what you liked or did not like. And there are so many things connected to this energy of money that frankly aren't true anymore, and they're not true about you. But in order for them to not be true, you've got to recognize them, heal them, shift them, and then be willing to step into owning and claiming the radiance of who you are, that it is not nasty to want money and to be nourished, and also that you are worthy of nourishment and provision. And I want you to feel into what it could feel like to feel financially safe, and not just safe, but abundant and loved. Like, that energy is love. It is an energy. It's actually a neutral energy. But allowing yourself to receive it is allowing yourself to receive a form of deep love and deep self-care. And so you deserve it, and you absolutely can manifest. Yeah, you're working through a lot of this stuff right now, Kristen. Yeah, and it comes in layers, right? We always say ascension is happening, new level, new devil. And thank you for sharing that. Lots of people are working through it. Look, I work with amazing people, and there are multimillionaires working through layers of deserving, and that, are stacking cash, but, afraid that they're really loved, or what's going to happen if they lose it, or, that they give it all away. I mean, just look at celebrities and look at magnificent people and their stories of loss, where they made millions. It's not like more money solves it all. If you still have money blocks and you don't heal these stories, then even when you have a ton of money, you'll blow through it, or won't receive it in, or you'll spend it on really weird things that still leave you not feeling like you're enough or you're worthy. So I'm so excited. If you don't know, we have this, I've healed these stories, and I will always be working with new levels, and I'm receiving income at levels consistently that I haven't ever received, and it just keeps growing and increasing because I've shed the stories and continue to shed the shame stories around money. And part of me sharing is because a lot of these stories, we have a lot of shame, self-shame, and we don't want people to know. And obviously, I love glamour. I love glorious experiences. I love being in 5-star places and experiencing lush living. And these stories have been part of my fabric. And so we have this majestic money It's a 30-day make it rain money game. It is going to be epic. You will watch your money multiply. My money has already been increasing. I've done a little head start because I'm presenting the challenge. And within the first day, past due invoices came in, all this money came in, and it just continues to come in. So when we link up together and we shed and integrate these money beliefs, we change your relationship to money, you are going to see money, actual cash, come in and multiply in a short time, just in time for the holidays. It's going to be super fun. And here is my ask. I am doing this to create a product that contributes and helps to play the money game myself and manifest and up-level my money. And I'm going to be giving it to my community for a suggested donation of $30. So epic. And so if that's something you want to do, private message me, because you just PayPal and you're in. It starts November 7th with the new moon, the best time to let new intentions go. We're going to kickstart on a powerful high note. Day 1, you will start to notice a change in your vibration and probably income coming in. We'll have some live classes weekly, as well as some actual coaching to release these money shame, money blocks, so that you can continue to earn and receive at deep levels. So beyond this 30 days, what you learn there, no one will be able to take away. And you will powerfully have all the tools that you need to continue to allow yourself to receive money. We're going to tap into our womb power and hara power. And it's going to be phenomenal and epic. And so again, later this will be a product, and I haven't decided if it's going to be $397 or $997, but I like to offer things to my community first. As Kristen, I see you just sent me a message. Absolutely. And here's why. I know that's so cheap, especially if you know my coaching programs and the level of work that we do and what it normally costs, is that around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and different times, I like to give things to my community. So whether that's locally, a really inexpensive one-day workshop, or it's here live. And so this is my give back. It's, $30 suggested donation. I get the benefit of contributing. I'm playing the game too. It gives me a way to show up and record the things I want to record for my own products. And it allows me to give to my community that, you can't, some aren't always able to financially make room for my high-level coaching program. So, it's going to be super fun, epic, epic, epic. When you register, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to a bonus class that my paid group has coming up this Tuesday. We're weaving a womb cross. It's an ancient ritual where you create, I'll show it to you, like this sort of magic divining intention. We put intention and energy into this using a practice that's over 5,000 years old, and you get to put it on your altar. Let me show you what mine looks like. Hold on. So this is not part of the 30-day make it rain, majestic money, make it rain money game, where we're going to be shifting beliefs, focusing on money, manifesting actual cash in a 30-day super vortex. The other expectation that I have, because I'm making it so reasonable, is that you give an epic testimonial. If you don't have to use your last name, doesn't have to be video, and you don't even have to share a picture, though I'd love all those things if you get a lot out of it. But that's the other exchange. So $30 suggested donation. If you can't do that, contact me and we'll still get you in there. And then a testimonial at the end within a time, like within 5 days of completing the program. And then this is the bonus class. So this is something we're doing in my paid coaching group, the Your Queendom, A Wild Remembering, where we're going over the 13 initiations of waking up as source, as God, energy, tapping into our womb. And so this is what the womb cross, mine, looks like. and you get to later, we put this on our altar and it holds its intention, and then later we will, when you feel that it's done or you're ready to bring different energy in, you burn it or give it to the elements, the water, and then you make a new one when you feel called to. So again, this is an over 5,000-year-old practice. Those of you who sign up for my challenge are going to get to be in this bonus class. So you'll have 2 live classes this week, or you could watch the replay. I'll send you the worksheets right away to prepare for this, but you only pick 1 or 2 yarn colors. And since this, I am about growing and bringing my work and my abundance in the world at a new level, my life's work. I'm writing a book. I'm rebranding. I've got an amazing, epic branding person. I can't wait for you to see what she's doing. And I'm bringing my purpose and meaning into the world at all new levels and supporting you as women and activating your truth. And so that is the focus of this womb cross. It's that abundance and that work. So green is for growth, and gold is that abundance, action, inspiration, masculine energy, helping. And then I put these little earrings on it because I'm going to wear them later, and I just thought they looked really lush. Before I burn it, I'll take those off. And then this thing that looks like a wishbone was actually, I'd broken it off from the sticks that I chose, and then found it and thought, oh my gosh, someone's been in my house and they left a wishbone, and then I picked it up and realized it was a stick. So, you know, luck, wishes, it's beautiful. And then you speak through the back, and yeah. So anyway, we're going to be creating these together, and there are some powerful ways that you pull that forward and create your intention, pulling it right from your womb and hara, and then you place it on your altar till you're done. So this will supercharge your intention with that 30-day challenge, and is part of, so you'll get to be in that class, and I'll that's just a bonus for the 30-day challenge. Hi, Jared. So there's one more thing I want to say about that. So remember to PM me. It's a $30 suggested donation. Male and female are welcome in on this one. And here's what I wanted to say. So I shared a shameful story. And if you know me, you know I'm all about creating with my words and declarative power. And sometimes I even have an aversion to sharing old stories. But here's why I can share it. 1, I've done the work around it. And 2, I am called to healing this and to raising this and to releasing the shame, not only in myself, but helping you as men and women who are carrying your own bullshit stories around and allowing them to hold you back. And sometimes you don't even know that they're holding you back. They're just living somewhere vibrationally. And it's not until we address them and own them and love them and give that part of ourselves some powerful, potent connection, acknowledgement, integration, releasing, healing, that you get to move beyond it. And in relating my raw, real, vulnerable, brave stories, I'm trusting that my soulmate clients, soulmate friends, soulmate tribe will hear me and feel themselves and their own stories. You'll feel your own truth in this, and will be brave enough to own the stuff that you've been carrying around and that you allow or have allowed to hold you back or to keep you from receiving who you are, which you're magnificent, you're loved, you're holy, you're sacred, you're part of this human fabric that is dirty and messy and evolving, and we are in this game together, and we ascend and arrive and arise and heal by not disowning ourselves, but owning ourselves and our stories fully, and not as a victim, but as someone that can go, you know what, that was part of it. That was part of my journey. It's the family that I came into, and now I'm going to love that, and I'm going to release it so that I don't keep victimizing myself, so that I don't keep playing this pattern out in an unaware way, and so that I can move forward, so you can move forward in power and grace. And first of all, it's not all about, you know, contribution for everyone. That's my life's work. I'm passionate. I love it. But I don't contribute anymore out of proving myself. I'm not healing offering this gift forward so that I'll be worthy. I'm done with that shit. I've done that already, and I will no longer, wring myself out for validation and love. Hi, Lana. And so that you will accept me, or that other people will accept me. And so that also allows my work to move forward powerfully, because as long as you're doing work in the world because you need it to prove that you're worthy, or you need it to heal something in yourself, then you'll end up being a martyr, burned out, misunderstood, not able to receive the joy and the pleasure and the love in your life, right? So you got to heal that too if you're a healer. And though it can be a catalyst, and that compassion and that understanding allows you to powerfully give, you need to be giving from a place of empowerment, from total self-love, total self-acceptance, not from obligation, not from healing yourself, but from this place of like, you know what, it lights me up, and it does. It lights me up to see other people get free, because I know how many years I suffered inside of my own body, keeping wonderful things away and at bay, and not able to accept my beauty and my radiance. And you know what? Now I'm like, fuck that. This is my temple, this is my altar, and it is fucking phenomenal. It is beautiful, gorgeous, sexy. Doesn't matter if I'm 5 pounds heavier or lighter, if I'm seeing wrinkles, which I will fight those off. But I absolutely adore and I love this body and this being, because this is my sacred, holy, sovereign land, and I chose it. I chose this wider nose, this petite body, this round booty, which I'm always looking to make stronger and rounder. And you know what? I've got this girl's back 1,000%. And if I ever F up and get off of having this girl's back, check me, please, because that is not who I am. I am here to own, in maybe even what some would call arrogance, but absolute confidence, because I will never, ever, ever, ever allow myself to go down that slippery slope of self-hate, sabotage, anger, not enjoying and embodying this moment of who I am. My commitment is total, irreverent self-love for this sovereign property of who I am, this body, this mind, this spirit, this journey. And my invitation is that in the face of that, you will have that commitment to yourself. And if it triggers you, it's probably because you don't allow yourself that. All right, but I'm going to tell you, I spent years putting my finger down my throat, vomiting up food because I hated my body, because I thought I was disgusting. And that is a vicious fucking cycle, and I won't ever do it again. That's many years ago, but there are layers of the same thing, and I will not go back. I am 1,000% goddess, source energy happening in this body, allowing myself to create a magnificent life where I celebrate, where I make passionate love, where I open my heart and I am vulnerable, I am raw, I fall down, I skin my knees, I get up, I share myself wildly and passionately, because that is freedom. And as I own this freedom, I own my life, and that alone is enough. And in doing that, I am an example vibrationally, energetically, for my daughter and my daughter's daughters, and for future generations. And I am an example for you. And right now, I call you forward in your own irreverent self-love. I call you forward and challenge you to deeply, deeply, deeply worship the opportunity that you have to be alive, activated, tasting, touching, feeling, moving, creating passionately and powerfully. And I want you to do it powerfully, and fuck anyone who says you're arrogant or you're stuck up or you know what? No one else is going to have your back unless you do. And no one else is going to get to taste the world through your mouth except for you. No one else is here to own her own choices and to be responsible for her pleasure, her passion, her desire, her ability to show up to make a difference, if that is your calling, except for you. And in order for you to do that, you know, all the, hey, believe in yourself, no one's gonna, well, it's freaking true. And so you've got to get into your own body irreverently and own the truth that you are God happening right now. And that God happening doesn't mean you have to create earthquakes, the good kind, and change the world. If you're called to it, you do it. Doesn't mean you've got to become famous, rich, and happy. though you absolutely can, and I encourage you to take that path. It means that if you want to take a hot bath and just enjoy your curves and your body, and that be enough, that you can do that, because you can be fully here, not in the past, not in the future. It means that if you feel like writing for the sake of writing because it moves your soul, or dancing for the sake of dancing, or coloring your hair purple, or going to India, or staying inside and watching Netflix all day because you are worthy, you are holy, you are beautiful, you are enough, there's nowhere to go or be, that you can, all right? But in order to do that, you have to own your property. You have to own the truth that you are worthy, holy, awesome, and enough. That you are God. We are God's happening right now. And when you own that, then you get to decide, what do I want to do? Is it serving humanity? Is it playing? Is it all of it? Is it none of it? But just own it. Own it. I'm glad you're feeling me. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. It is the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. And there is no going back for me. For me, there is no going back. I have nothing but love for this booty, this body, this radiance. And when I see you and your beauty and your booty, I am committed that I'm not going to compare my body to yours. I'm going to admire yours. I'm going to love yours. I'm going to celebrate yours. And then I'm staying, but I'm not going to lose my center. I stay right in my center, honoring and celebrating my godness, my goodness, my greatness. And it is only through doing that that I can powerfully enjoy all that I'm meant to enjoy and do the work that I'm called to do here on the planet. It lights me up, and I love that it's lighting you up, and that's because it's you, and you feel me because you are your own God. You know, you're God. You're God happening. God moves through all of us, and it's not a lording over anyone else. It is a lording over yourself and allowing that to be. So thank you so much for watching. If you popped on late, watch the replay. I'm so proud to be with you, and I feel so loved knowing you. And thank you for loving me and seeing me. And remember, we've got this 30-day make majestic money, make it rain money game. It's going to be phenomenal, magnificent. You will experience real cash, and you will have deeper levels of self-love and knowing yourself as source energy, because when you know that you can create what you need, and you can create and call in and align with the money and nourishment, then that's one more area that you're not weak or feel disempowered or like you don't know or you don't get it. It's an area of power and nourishment, and you can, you know, give more from a nourished place. You can love more from a nourished place. You can serve more when you're nourished. And so join me in this. Again, it's a $30 suggested donation. It's a gift back to my community. Later, y'all use this to record, and it'll be $397 or $997. I haven't decided yet. And the other ask is that you give an epic testimonial and review on my page that I can use wherever I want. Okay, I love you. Go be awesome. I'm just feeling you. It's like I don't want to leave right now. I feel me, and I feel you. I feel your presence. I feel, what's the word that's coming is rising. You know, I feel together in this moment that we're rising, and that you that are staying here with me, you're feeling this energetic. Like I feel it. Tell me where you feel it. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my womb. I feel it in my heart. I feel it, you know, all right here. And it makes me so happy, because I know what I've shared, parts of it were vulnerable and raw, but I know that in your heart, Kristen, yeah. But I know that this is loaded with activation. I know it not only because of how I feel it, but because I see white fuzzy energy in the air right now, and it's not just my white light that I'm looking at. Yeah, this is an energetic transmission. It's one of those. They always are, but it was potent and loaded. And our connection, I can feel you owning your own love and already choosing to release some of the shame, choosing to step up for yourself. And so another thing, luscious presence, sea star, we are. Yes, yes, Sandra, that's so gorgeous. If this has been valuable, share it with someone, bring other sisters into their self-love and self-knowing. And that's all I want to say right now. I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.